Who is this surprise?
Whoa!
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 I'm blown away right now.
Look at that background.
Look at this background. Taylor Holiday, welcome to the show, sir.
Yep. Welcome, boys. Colin, happy haircut. You look good, man. The ears nice and tight. It's some good vibes up front.
And young and smart,
I mean, so youthful.
budding.
Yeah,
I feel this way.
What have you given out your Botox routine, or is your forehead just wrinkleless like that all the time? It's just incredible.
Tell me about your pet price, Jack.
There's got to be something. You've got to give away something to the. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm looking pretty good right now.
It's so many things.
Furrow the brow for me though, real quick, Chris. Let me see. That's not bad though. For as many children as you have, I would have expected worse.
Right? Wow. I'm looking pretty good right now.
I know, boys.
Taylor Holiday, surprise! A surprise to have you.
The flex. Look at that background. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Total flex.
Yep. Well, we had our event, out here, and then the step and repeat got jammed behind my desk, celebrating all the folks. So just kind of left it. Brings out my eyes,
Look at you. Golly, that looks so good right now.
Nike Strength. Oh, my Skull Candy.
And let me say,
I get your boy. Dean's up there. We got,
Dean's up here.
There, Sunday Red.
The Noise brand. Cozy Earth. Interesting development. I believe the one and only George Davis, formerly CMO at Cozy Earth, methinks he is like marketer in residence of some sort over at CTC now. Is this the case, Taylor?
He is. I actually just prior to this got off the first call with George and one of his potential customers. So yeah, George is coming over. We're going to spend 6 months turning him into a real assassin. Getting him out of the sheets. He's been a little cozy over there, and we're gonna put him to work, teach him some things. And then he's going to bring his wealth of knowledge, and there's going to be a small subset of customers who are going to get to have that experience. It's a new thing we're trying out to sort of take the idea of a profit engineer and take our system and combine it with someone with his level of experience and see what does that look like to put those things together in a way that could make a big difference for some brands in the back half of the year.
Okay, let me just ask this. Here's what I see. Obviously, George, incredible talent, incredible experience over at Cozy Earth. Now I feel like what's going to happen is he is going to be kind of like Terminator-fied. And
that's right.
He's like man and machine is going to meld into
that's
one.
Right.
I don't know if he's T-1000 or if he's like old school Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I feel like man and machine are coming together here.
That's right.
And the CTC system and Canon is now George will be equipped with to do some incredible work over the next few months.
Yeah, and so when I think about what AI is enabling organizationally, I think sometimes we think about taking junior level employees and giving them more capacity to think strategically, and that certainly is a value. But I think that really what brands should ultimately want is the smartest person that they can possibly access, do as they possibly can. So you want your best thinker doing the most actions they possibly can, assuming that their decisions multiplied across as much surface area as possible will yield the best results. And I think that's really what we believe our system is about enabling a larger surface area of impact for really smart people. And so you take someone like George, who has lots of amazing experience and great ideas, and you give him the capacity to execute the scope of what a full team could. And all of a sudden you're taking his brain and you're just putting it into more places on your business. And that's really what we're after is, can we find and take the smartest people in the world and give them the ability to impact as much of your business as possible? And I think that's the hope with what AI offers, is that you can combine immense capacity with really incredible experience.
I like that.
Could you dive a little bit into the event that you just had?
For our clients, you're talking about the one that's behind me?
Yeah. The one that's right behind you.
Yeah. We do once a year, we do a client summit where we bring our customers out and we give them a sense of what's coming. It's also an opportunity for us to get a lot of our team together because we're remote. So it's rare that we get to be in person. And so it's 3 days of, we do sort of a 1 day intensive. I give a sort of state of the state, and then we do some breakout groups around core topics. We go have fun, take a boat out, do a little drinking and dancing, and then we'll do our one-on-one sort of cute second half planning event for everybody. So it's an awesome moment. It's underrated how much of this business is relational still. There's so much that is tactical, but the reality is still a very human business. And we like to say that the quality of your relationship is the length of the leash that you earn as you go through the inevitable struggles or challenges you face. And so the more that you know the person, they know you, they trust you, they build confidence in your connection and desire to do good things for them, the more they're willing to work through problems with you. And there's just an inevitability to problems. And so you need that leash. And so those moments are really important.
Wow. Boy, that is a great way to frame that. That's a great way to frame that. And I mean, I would trust you and Aaron Warshawski with my life and my bank account, Taylor.
I know. You would, and I believe that about you. And Aaron just thrives in in-person events, right? So you just got to give Aaron, give him a mic and let him go, you know. And so some of that is he wants to pull out the trombone and bang on it a little bit and take the folks out till 3 a.m. and have a good time with the Sansoni brothers. You know, there's good times to be had all around with Mr. Warshawski involved,
and maybe some good times to be had this fall. I mean,
hey, have you teased this yet? Have we talked about this yet?
I'm teasing it now. I started teasing it now earlier in the show as well. I don't know if you want to give a little more juice to the squeeze.
eCom Cowboy, for all of those listening, is going to be hosting the largest UT tailgate in the world.
Yeah, baby!
This year, when they play the University of Arkansas, we're talking a 50-foot inflatable eCom Cowboy that is going to be the landmark, and we want all of you to join us. So we're going to put on an amazing tailgate for that Texarkana game.
That's right.
And so we expect all of you to be there, hosted by eCom Cowboy and some other local legends.
That is going to be the case. I have already begun circling this among a few local legends, and
it's going to be a party.
Let me just say, too, for those who don't know, Texas and Arkansas, bad blood, okay?
Yep.
And when ne'er the twain shall meet, but when they do meet on the field, boy, it's going to be an exciting time. And methinks the Longhorns are going to stomp a mud hole in whatever happens there. But it's going to be a great time.
You play your cards right, Chris will take you to the Hall of Fame and show you some of his memorabilia and his name on the wall too. Yeah.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
So go ahead, finish, and then I want to hear about all your guys. I want to hear about Shopify. How did you guys kill it? You got to meet I'm surprised you're even coming down to hang out with us lowly folk now that you guys have made it to the top.
Bro. Oh my God.
I nearly moved to Canada. I did.
Yeah.
I nearly just stayed.
Were they sweet up there? Just kind people?
Oh my gosh.
So good. I have to say, incredible. My top, you give your top impression, Colin, but what I will say is like the Shopify team. Of course, we got to Atlee, VP of Partnerships, Vanessa, VP of Product. We had Ilya, distinguished engineer who worked on the UCP. Of course, we had Harley. We had all these folks on. Man, they are dialed and cracked, and not just like really smart, but they're like given to the purpose of like building the future of entrepreneurship. Like it's real for them. It's real for them. Yeah, like that to me was like the biggest takeaway, and why they are, in my mind, like leading in our industry alongside, Meta. Like there are a few others, but they are literally building the future of entrepreneurship on the internet. And it was like, man, it was palpable. It was palpable being there with them. Colin, your takeaways?
I just think the craziest part is like, so they're putting on this massive conference for all the partners. All the partners are there. All of the stuff is going on. We're interviewing everybody. Quite literally across the room, Toby has been dialed in for 3 days straight with like 500 other developers, quite literally coding the future of Shopify.
That's true.
12-hour days just dialed in there. and it's like guys lined up on computers being like, I'm making this thing, I'm making this thing. And you're
That's
like,
awesome.
golly, this is like they're going to war. It feels like it's
I think
crazy.
it was more like 5,000, bro. I mean, the entire company was there. The entire company was there.
Yeah,
and they were like hackathoning all day long. It was very impressive. Of course, the partners over at .dev, like 2,000 of them were there, personally invited, etc. Out of the 100,000 partners that there are, it's a very special experience.
That's cool. Yeah, I went to the Shopify's developer conference like 15 years ago, like a really long time ago in San Francisco.
Yeah, they talked about this. People talked about that. The one in San Francisco.
It was, and I remember a similar vibe of just feeling like, oh, this is a community with energy that people are really excited to build and be a part of. And I think Toby is on like the very small list of the best leaders in the world. He's just like has an incredible disposition that I think people recognize the unique combination of intellect and empathy and capacity to sort of with foresight for the future, and in a way that's like, he's one of those people you don't want to bet against because he's incredible.
Let me ask this, Taylor, in this vein of knowledge, building the future, etc. I've been hearing of this CTC Canon that is available to connect with, interact with, learn from. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do know I don't have access to it.
Yeah.
I do.
So
no, you don't. No, you don't.
I do. I got Wachowski. Yeah, Wachowski gave me access.
You got the printed version, or did you get So one of the things that's most exciting to me right now about what AI has enabled is that for so long, the idea of having an active, well-researched foundational methodology that gets deployed across every end node of the system is sort of the promise of an agency, right? I talk about this a lot, operationalizing ideology. It's like we have a belief about how ad accounts should be run. We should be able to check that methodology against the data to validate that it's impactful and does what we want it to do. And then it should be constantly evolving and updating in a way that lives in sort of like a centralized resource that gets deployed. And that, I think, for a long time was something we were able to do in very fragmented pieces because the research took a lot of time. Organizing the data was hard. Creating consistent action across the system was really challenging. There were so many pieces of it. But what AI has really enabled is our capacity to do this so much more effectively. And so the Canon is a project that is about building the operating system behind how we grow e-commerce brands. And I'll give you an example of something that this is a little teaser too, because we have a really cool research project coming out about this. Let's take something like the idea of cost controls, right? Well argued. You guys, I joined your e-com saloon Slack thread, and the first thing I get, right, are jokes about cost controls. And it's because for a long time we've espoused this ideology, right? And one of the things that I think people don't maybe know about me as much as is that one of the things I take pride in is that I am willing to scrutinize or subject my own ideas to evaluation. And so recently we just did this big research project around, do cost controls deliver the outcome that you intend? So in other words, you set a target, does Meta deliver to that target? And across all three different cost control types. So value optimized with min ROAS, bid cap, cost cap. What is the efficacy of those tools? And we have anywhere between 60 and $100 million to spend every month. And 90-something% of it is spent on cost controls. And so I don't know that there's a larger sample of research for this idea. And so we went back and looked at what was the bid that we placed. In other words, if we set the TROS at 2, if we set the bid cap at $64, if we set what was the output that Meta generated across all three bid types? And then how does that inform how we think about setting bids in the future? And the output of that was fascinating. In terms of all three tools. And what I'll say without giving away the end, because I want you all to read it later, is one of them is way more effective than the other. Way more effective at delivering to the outcome than the other two options. And there's good reasons for that, I think, that you can sort of put together after the fact. But what it does is it alters the way we approach building an ad account. And it's defensible with an incredible piece of research, right? And so I think that every time we do it. Another one I'll give you an example is, should you turn off an ad, right? Like this is like a well-contended idea, right? Like, okay, so an ad starts spending, at what threshold should you turn it off, right? That's like an idea that you can evaluate, right? And you can look at, if you build a threshold. So let's say you define a threshold, like someone will publish, after 3x the CPA, if it doesn't have 1 conversion, I turn off ads, right? So you can take that idea and you can build a simulation that says, all right, go look at every instance where an ad met that criteria but was left on, and look at the performance after that point forward. So in other words, if you had made a kill decision at that moment, what would the performance have been after the fact? Or what was the performance, and would that have been a good, an accretive decision or a destructive decision to value? And you can subject those ideas to evaluation across a really large set of data. And then you can codify the result into the research. And we have this group of people that are on the Canon team that every Friday we're sort of building this research database and updating the Canon, which updates the skills in Claude, which deploys them across the agency. And so it's just like, it's so fun. Like it's really an exciting time to be trying out ideas, because you can scrutinize and evaluate the ideas with so much more clarity than you ever could. And I think so much of our world is a bunch of people just yelling about nonsense that is like so. And I can fall prey to this too. This is not just me pointing fingers. Is that we don't subject our ideas to evaluation enough, and to ask, like, is the thing that I'm saying true? And how confident should I be in the truth that I'm espousing? Like, because I think there are degrees of confidence that we have about each idea. And so that's really fun. And these products are changing so fast that it becomes hard. What do you do with incremental attribution? What do you do with, the XYZ, the AI max on search? There's all these new products all the time. So I think it's just a really fun time to be in the work, because you can evaluate it so much more with the systems that exist.
Well, the Canon team, that sounds that sounds like an exciting group to know and be a part of. Yeah,
and you should, like, you guys should. It'd be fun to have Anmar. He's who's at the center of that. Sometime he's not the most charismatic guy, but that's how we live on the research team. We don't want him out there trying to win best personality awards. You got to right. But I'll give you, like, so we're trying to I'll give you a little link here, a little teaser. This is
please.
Like, we're trying to publish a research directory. This is like a thing that is going to be a public element soon, that I think is intended to be like almost like a PubMed style analysis of, like, okay, where do these ideas come from, and then why are they or are they not valid, right? So you see my screen?
No.
You don't?
No, you got it. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Come on.
Okay.
Let's go, baby. Share screen.
So this is like our research directory, and this is like every research project that we ran like last week as an example. So should Meta use a Meta ad stop loss? Why Meta can't find volume for a health brand? Is traffic quality holding back growth for an apparel brand? Which creative angles are carrying an apparel mix launch? What customer mix sits at behind Google on brand incrementality tests? So this idea of so here's an example. Where does Google spend actually go? So when we run PMax as an example, we wanted to understand, like, okay, what is the allocated spend across our portfolio when you run PMax, and how should that inform how we think about whether or not we need YouTube as a separate campaign, or shopping as a separate campaign, or etc. So you can see that for us, like, PMax was 53% shopping and 35.1% search. Right. Yeah. And so this helps us to think about, like, all right, in the event that we want YouTube more of a distribution, like, PMax can be limiting. And so that gives you validation for setting up YouTube as a separate campaign. This was the one I sort of just talked about, the stop loss rule, this idea that you're going to create a threshold for turning off ads. And there was this hypothesis, the 5x zero return rule, around this idea that, like, in the event that an ad reaches 5x CPA with zero attributed purchases, should you turn that ad off? So the interesting result was, if we applied that rule, found was that it interrupted 8 to 27% future winners by count. So you actually, by applying that rule, even at performance that was that poor, you still lost a significant amount of future winners by applying that kind of stop loss rule. So it's things like that that help us to think about why we would or wouldn't. And you can see every week we're running a lot of these. Does new creative unlock more meta spend? When does active ad volume reduce creative win rate? Should meta bid inputs match business goals? Do meta cost controls results match buyer inputs? Like, so thing that we do, and then we keep this directory and it's referenced in the Canon as rules are updated. So it's just a way for us to continue apply the broad database access we have to a ton of information, and use it to then to continue to improve our methodology. And then when a customer asks, I get on this all the time, customers are like, why did you guys not turn off this ad? Why do you have DABA in this ad set? Why do you guys launch this many ads? Because everybody has a POV. And I can just simply say like, well, here's why I'm open to an alternative POV, but this is the best information that I have. It's my best truth, we like to say. If you have a better one, I'm open to it, but this is the research that underpins the idea. So we feel accountable and on the hook to what we're trying to do.
How do people get that research? Is that publicly available or?
Yeah, so it's in the Canon that all of our customers have. It links to so if we say this is the method, here's our campaign structure, here's the research that goes with it. But we're thinking of publishing this entire directory under just a gated view here soon. So that's something we're working through is like, how public do we want to make it? Do we want it to be just readily available? Do we even want to open source it where like people can attempt to recreate the research and add alternative findings? So imagine you had a study and then it was like 3 people ran the similar analysis. So we would basically, each research would also include the Claude prompt that was used to generate it as an example. And you could rerun it across your data and add like a sub-report to try and like reinforce the research. Because I think this is where like, if we think about like a good scientific approach, the idea that like you could replicate the study it would reinforce the quality of it. Like, so is it, we'll do this a lot. Like when House publishes incrementality data around YouTube tests, right? We'll always use that as a reference point to sort of think about, okay, where does our data sit relative to theirs? Are we replicating results? Are they different? Why or why not? And when they're duplicitous, meaning like when we get to an incrementality factor, like on Meta as an example, I think they have a published incrementality factor, weighted factor for the channel at like 1.21 or something. I may be saying that wrong. And ours was like 1.15. Like when you see that bound come in really tight across replicated sets of studies on a broader scale, it gives you higher confidence in that truth, right? Yeah. So again, this idea that there's a degree of confidence in the strategy or ideology relative to the breadth of replicated data across as many different end nodes as possible is how we think about how sure we should be about an idea.
Would you ever add basically a confidence score to each report of like, okay, out of 100, this is the total confidence that we have in each of these reports, and then it's like,
that's a good way to think about it.
It's a 90 out of 100. Yeah,
that's right. Or even not even at the report level, more at the like strategy level. Like, how sure are we that this is the right strategy, right?
Exactly.
So I think that kind of thing is the end state where what you're trying to quantify is this idea of like, how sure are we? Like, how confident are we in this truth? Right. And that should be underpinned by the amount of evidence that we have for it, right? And I think this is a good way to like approach thinking for life in general, right? Is that like, what is the thing that I believe, and what is the information that underpins that belief, and how rich is that evidence set, and therefore how confident should I be, right? Yeah. We like to think that things are either like binarily true or not true, but I think that it's better expressed often as a confidence interval of like, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 70% sure that this is right, but there's certainly a gap in the information set that could lead me to being wrong, or there could be edge cases or things like that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's like the, it's like how a proverb works. A proverb is true in most cases, and the confidence and application thereof. Let's do this. I think we should take a vote right now on the show. Okay. Let's just take a vote. Who votes in favor of a common thread making said canon gatedly available?
Okay. Yep.
We've got 2 votes for yay. Producer Jack, I'm not seeing anything in the chat from you. I don't know if she's a yay or a nay. I think she's going
We
to
got
choose
another
yes. So
She's
I think we're united here.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I think that's a fair request, and I want to make sure that we can make it happen.
If one of those reports happened to just fall off the truck and make it way over to the show, we could always cover it on the show.
Yeah, I think when we do the cost control one, I think that's one that I think a lot of people have questions about. It was really illuminating. I think the degree to which some of the tools are really useful and some are not as much. And so I think I would be happy to share that and let you guys rap about it.
Incredible.
Let's go.
And what should people do if they want to come to our party in Austin, Texas?
Golly, that's a great question.
Text Taylor
what
directly.
should they do?
Yeah, exactly.
Find Taylor's phone number and text him directly.
Be like Colin and spam my Slack all morning.
Yes,
long. That's what you should do. And then eventually, I will. I will hear it. No, you should definitely DM one of you two. You guys are the party planners. I'm just an attendee. I'm just a guest.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Hey, it could be that we get George out here, and there's like an incredible kind of
you know where George is from. You know where George is from, right?
Well, I think he's from Utah, isn't he?
No, he's from Arkansas. So he might be in Razorback gear. Yeah, he's from Podunk, nowhere, Arkansas.
Wow,
hate to see it.
I like it even more already, really. But
I know. So that's good. You need an adversary, though. It would be it wouldn't be fun if it was only Texas folks. You need the guy to make fun of and poke at and yell at him when they turn it over.
And I think we all collectively remember how deadly I am on the golf course. So I feel there could be.
I'll play for you, Chris. I'll play for you.
Yeah, Colin, are you better? Are you better?
Maybe even physically
really
deadly.
Okay.
I almost hit you with a ball. It was a little scary.
Aaron Warshawski is a pretty happy-go-lucky guy. I think he got pushed to his limits playing golf with Chris. It's not bad. Yeah.
No.
For an athlete, the man is supposed to be an athlete, but there's just not a lot of spinal rotation. It's a lot of hands. It's not good.
Aggression. I need things that involve aggression to do well.
Yeah.
And I need time to work on my golf game.
What about the short game?
I'm ready for the vibes. Putting.
No, he's got the touch of a burn victim. It's not good.
Oh gosh, Jesus!
He's got the silky
metaphor.
He's got a silky soft touch of a man with scars. Yeah.
That being said, we're going to have an incredible time. It is going to be one for the ages, happening here in Austin, Texas.
You think the Wingos will join us? You think we can get the Wingo family out again?
I mean, of course.
I think
why wouldn't they come?
You get the Sansonis, you get the Wingos. Maybe I heard you were even working on a Peyton Manning appearance. That's what I
don't know if I can get Peyton. I don't know if
that's what I just heard. I'm just telling you what I heard. That's what the people are talking about.
But Arch,
Toby, Toby, come join us at the tailgate.
That'd be nice.
Is he into American football?
I mean,
maybe
he better be. I mean, I'm sure he is. He is.
No way.
So
anyway, it's going to be exciting.
We'll make it happen. Texas, Arkansas. What's the date? Can we give the people a date? Do we know the date of that? It's like November 7th or something.
Yeah, let's give the people a date. Texas, Arkansas game is going to be. I don't know. It's going to be November 21st. There
you go. That's right before Black Friday too. So that's good. That'll be perfect. Yeah, a good chance to get it all out.
Yeah,
rest. This is right before Black Friday. It is.
Yeah. That's right. Because remember, Aaron was inviting the Wingos to his Thanksgiving dinner when we were at the. That's what it was. Yeah, that makes sense. November 21st. Come join us pre-Black Friday tailgate, Texas, Arkansas. Find the giant inflatable e-com cowboy. We'll see you all there.
It's going to be an incredible time. And DM us, and we will make it happen. Taylor, we appreciate you making the time to join us. We love you, brother. And we look forward to doing more together. Hook 'em, baby.
Hook 'em.
See you soon, boys.